We're here with Jimmy Wisenhunt with SOE. We're taking a look at H1Z1 at E3 2014. So let's jump right in. The last time we saw the game, which was a couple weeks ago at the event in San Diego. So what has changed?
Quite a bit. Actually, there's probably too much for me to just run through, but you'll notice already the UI has changed quite a bit from last time that you guys had your hands on it. It was a little dark last time, I think. A couple little just squares laying around, maybe. We've actually put on our discovery system since then. Combat's changed. So what I'll do is we'll just kind of like run through and we'll see what we can point out.
Let's get the run through.
Let's do it, man. Let's do it. So you guys are already familiar. H1Z1, post-apocalyptic MMO. This particular game is fairly large. Right now, we're starting with 64 square kilometers and about a PlanetSide 2 size map. We're going to grow out from there. And the bigger we get, the more players we're going to allow per server. So first goal, like last time you guys played, you didn't really have the opportunity, I don't think, to see any sort of progression throughout that, right? So this time, you dropped in the world, you have your axe, a flashlight, the basics, you got a shirt, and you got some pants. Hopefully the first instinct, you jump in here, you're like, oh, I can craft a campfire, I need some wood. So you got an axe, let's go chop down a tree. Hope we don't crush ourselves in the interim. Let's see, come on. Okay, so able to grab 3 logs.
That's different too.
Oh, that, by the way, you can knock down trees in our game now, yeah.
Last time it exploded.
Yeah, these things fall now. On top of that, the discovery system was something that I brought up a second ago. Now, previously, you just had kind of a list of recipes, right? Now, these are the things you start with. You'll see the bandages, the campfire, charcoal, all that fun stuff. Now, I'm going to drag this log over here because it's a crafting ingredient, and all these things grade out. So there's only one thing I can really discover with this. I can make wood planks. Hooray. Hype, wood planks, anybody? Come on, now there's no excitement. Where is it?
Whoop for the whoop
That's
planks.
right. All right, cool. So we're going to grab the wood plank. I'm going to drag it over here. This all looks pretty simple. And from here, we're going to make a stick. So all pretty easy, right?
Yeah.
Now, it starts getting more complicated when you have combinations. So what if I wanted to know what else I can make with a stick? I have to combine a wood plank with it, and that makes a animal trap. Okay, so animal trap, I can trap animals. Let's keep going. Here in just a little bit, we're going to grab some extra things we need to do something like a torch. I actually think last time you guys saw it as well, you didn't get to see a lot of this kind of more back areas of the zone and stuff. So we've come a long way with the wildlife since the 12-hour live stream. Wildlife in this game needs to survive. The deer itself are just worried about getting away and just eating some grass. I mean, you kind of expect that. Wolves, they need to eat. They are not interested in eating zombies. They're only interested in eating zombies. I'm sorry, people and deer and rabbits as we get those in game. They're very skittish. They're going to run from you. You may see some kind of unexpected interaction with zombies and wolves throughout this. We've seen a couple different areas where we see things chasing things everywhere. So real quick, we're going to go back to discovery. I'm going to drag a stick. I'm going to drag some animal fat. Of course, I know what this does. I'm going to create a torch. I'm cheating a little bit here. And I'm going to craft that. Also on top of that, in that crate back there, I was able to grab a backpack. Last time, I don't think we had our growing inventory. So throwing a backpack on gave me this extra space down here. And it also gave me the ability to grab some high-end crafting, like building things, which we'll see in a bit. Also, the off-roaders in game. And some things on top of a car, apparently. I know, right? Stoked. Hype for things on top of car. So also, we had Ragdoll in last time. We've done a lot of improvements to that. The animators have been messing with the rig a little bit and what it looks like, because one of the most satisfying things in our game is the ability to splat zombies and watch them go sliding across the terrain. That's right. Let's see if we can go sliding just a little bit. Now, these guys, as we move forward, this vehicle will start taking damage if we do this too much. It's definitely a viable tactic. I mean, as you can see, it works pretty well. There's actually a wolf chasing a deer back here. See if they go. And it's please tell me that. Okay, so now the zombie has engaged with the wolf, and there's another zombie running around to try to grab it. The deer just got very, very lucky. And those two might actually fight.
The zombies will fight?
The zombie's actually chasing down the deer now. Sorry, I got distracted. I saw the deer get away. The deer escaped this zombie, or the wolf. Zombies,
the wolf's down.
And now they're interested in me. Okay, so we're going to move up just a little bit over here. Now, my torch auto-equipped, just because I happen to have a slot open for it. I'm going to run through this camp. These are kind of camps you'll find throughout the world. This is kind of the story of what happened. Who knows? Someone back here definitely tried to band together and survive. I don't think it worked out too well for them. Still one of our favorite things is catching things on fire. You can't argue too much about that. Here we go. All right, so when you grab some fuel over here, we did get our fuel resources hooked up on our vehicles, so as we progress through this, we may or may not, depending on which path we take, run out of fuel on this. We've got partially the new UI in down here, so you'll see how much fuel right now. We're at 90%, starting at 100. They're pretty gas heavy for now, and also I'll be needing food and water pretty soon. I love that every time, man, just every time. And I think I mentioned earlier, but a couple things that I'll be showing can take players, or most likely will take players, week, 2 weeks to do a couple of these things. Your vehicles you find in the world won't just be pristine. You're going to have to put a battery in them, replace a wheel, fix something about it before you just take off in it, and that can be challenging. I kind of just jumped in one that worked. And this is probably the most challenging thing you're going to see for players to be able to accomplish, but this is pretty fancy schmancy. This is one of our high-end foundations. Foundations unlock the ability to be able to build on top of these. It's kind of how you grab your stake. Sorry, I have a problem I must deal with.
Get rid of him.
Come on, man. There we go. So building a foundation, you can link these side by side. If you want to put another one next to it, you definitely can, as long as the terrain allows it. You can't like wedge them in the side of a 90-degree hill or something, right? So on top of these, we're going to be having freeform walls, where you can put up just little different walls all the way around the edge if you like, or you can do pre-canned buildings on top of the foundation. This may be, it's same amount of resources, just kind of already a rectangle. You plop your stuff in here, supplies and everything that you'd like to put in. And one of our latest focuses in the crafting department is our more, I guess, sustainable things. So this is a dew collector. It's hard to find fresh water in our game. Last time you guys played, all the water bottles were full of water, I think, right?
Yeah.
So now there's a lot of empty water bottles. You got to go fill them, and then you need to filter the water. And you can drink dirty water. It's going to hurt you, but it will refill your hydration a little bit. In this case, once you get to this level, when you kind of have your own little stake, you can build something like a dew collector, and it's going to slowly collect water for you. And you'll have a kind of self-sustainable water source.
That's awesome.
I hope so. And actually, while we're talking about that, I'm going to cheat a little bit because sometimes these days take a long time to go through. Actually, they always do. I know I said sometimes. But this is one of our more cloudy days. This is probably a really cloudy day, actually. I don't know what the hour is right now. Let's reset it to something like 10 p.m. And we have our rain in now, so dynamic weather and everything's here. You can have a very light, very, very light rain, which you can barely see any of the drops right now. Probably especially on camera, but if you go all the way up to our full rain right now, you'll start seeing how it interacts with the world. Like you can see water will start pooling as it starts pouring down. And with a lighter rain, it'll take longer for stuff like that to happen. But one of the coolest things is it's going to affect the way you have to play. You can see my character's actually soaking wet right now, as well as the roads and everything else. So we're going to have this change the dynamics of the vehicles. Like as you run around, you're going to have to be more careful. It's much more slick out here. As well as you got to keep your clothes dry and all that fun stuff. Otherwise, you could get sick. You don't want a cold, man.
No.
Zombies are enough to deal with, bro. You don't need a cold. Actually, turn my lights on here. And let me think. What else has changed? All right. So I do know that we have got a couple different weapons. I think last time you guys had the opportunity to see our pistol, the 1911. Here we have a M16 setup, just so we can show a little bit of the gunplay without hunting for days. These things will be pretty hard to find in early access and release. So, oh my god, that is a wolf. Sorry. Good lord. All right. So we're solid for...
The zombies are attracted to the fire?
Yeah, so they're attracted to multiple things. They can hear, obviously, they can see, and they can kind of smell. So as your activity's around, they'll start wandering to your position. It's not a full-on aggressive run at you, okay? So they'll start wandering towards your position until they realize you're actually there from sight or something like that. Like right now, they're actually very interested. So I'm going to hit my auto run for a second, and I'm going to swap out my axe for my gun. This is a little complicated right now. We're making this a little bit easier as we go on. I'm going to use some of my ammo. So we can pull. That is not a firearm. Oh, oh, there it is. I put it in the wrong slot. All right. I am screwed, by the way. First demo with you guys, I'm going to die. It's actually going to happen right now. So starting off, I had something like 160 bullets in my overall capacity for this. And you'll start to note, like, even though I may be shooting a lot of these guys in the head and taking my time with a few of these shots, the amount of bullets it takes to kill these is pretty outstanding. We want these to be a lot more challenging than what you see in other games. I think when you guys actually played, they were a little too difficult. They didn't have as much HP. I'm sorry, they had less HP last time, but they did a lot more damage. They were like 3-shotting people, and we kind of come to realize it'd be better if they're just harder to kill versus like kind of bullet magnets. A reason to get those bullets back into the world instead of in the player's hands, because last thing we want is someone stockpiling the entire stock of bullets in the world and just not caring anymore.
It's amazing how much has changed in just the short time that we last saw it.
Well, and feel free to ask questions as we go through this too. I mean, like, I'm just kind of running through an area that we've really been fleshing out, trying to make sure that our game feels right. Did you guys have any questions about any of the features or stuff that we've shown so far?
We've kind of answered a lot. Do you guys have any questions?
All right, cool.
That's great.
Awesome, man. Well, I hope you guys get to keep seeing more progress. I really, really do.
Cool. And any word, probably not, but any word on when people can actually play it?
We are on the way. I can say that. I mean, really, early access is coming up quick. We just want to make sure that. Apparently, this is the love wagon. Sorry, I don't know what's going on with that. All right, report that bug. We'll make sure we get that fixed. No, we want to make sure we have the basics in, and we're getting closer every day. So stay tuned for that.
Right. Yeah. Just seeing the amount of progress in these short few weeks gives me hope.
I'm glad to hear that. We're pretty excited. We can't wait to get it out there.
Awesome. Well, thank you. Appreciate it.
Thank you.